Yo, what is good, YouTube? And welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about my new best salary cap lineup here for the final round of salary cap in season 4 of NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. So obviously Pink Diamond Drazen is available now in salary cap, as I guess is this Diamond Walt Frazier as the final mode reward, or not mode reward, but tier reward for season 2 of salary, or I guess for season 4 of salary cap. You can get this Walt Frazier at 2,000 points, obviously, as well as these other various rewards. I will say salary cap is a very rewarding game mode. If you play through this ascension board, you have the potential to get a bunch of good free rewards from this ascension board, but also just in general as you progress between different MT packs, tokens, and the fact that you actually get a good amount of MT for each game, especially considering that each game is not very long. Also have the potential to get some free players from the vault, prize ball, other type of stuff, MT from the vault, whatever else you want. And salary cap, I actually do believe, is a pretty fun mode as well. I like the fact that you can kind of mix things up in salary cap. Gives you the ability to build more of a competitive team without having to spend as much money or MT. Allows you to just build a good squad using more of the cards that are in your collection and not having to have every single top tier player. But I do believe you can really build a super solid salary cap lineup at this point. They've raised the salary cap up to 15,500, which is a decent increase from where it was even a few weeks ago, where I think it was in the 13,000s somewhere a few weeks ago. Now it's up to 15,500, and you can really put together a super solid squad at this point. A deep 10-man lineup with some top tier-ish cards and just overall a really good team. Before we hop into it, though, and actually talk about the actual squad that I have compiled for this video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 20,000 subscriber mark on the channel. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Salary cap team right here is, as y'all can see, actually 300 under salary. And y'all can see the lineup. I do need to evolve my Jeremy Lin to Pink Diamond before actually playing salary cap, because he will be much better at that Pink Diamond tier. But he is awesome, as is Amin Thompson, for 1,800 a piece. That is just great value for two top 5 point guards in the game. Just gives you 2 elite level point guards to start off your team for very, very affordable prices. There are a couple other really good point guard options that are pretty affordable as well. Guys like Cade Cunningham for 2,000, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for 1,800. I think even D-Book is maybe 3,000 at the point guard position. Like, he obviously will give you an elite level primary ball handler. Okay, he's up to 3.8K, so maybe a little more expensive now. But there's a bunch of good point guard options you can use. But for me, I think Jeremy Lin and Amin Thompson are probably two of the best, maybe the 2 best. And for their price points, it makes them really, really easy choices here. Now, Julian Strawther and Caleb Houston, 2 breakout budget cards, 2 very affordable, really good shooting guards. Both of them have great releases and have gold limitless, shoot well. Both of them solid defenders with clamps and the ability to guard on the perimeter as well at a pretty high level. Houston is 6'8", a little less athletic, a little less versatile. Strawther's only 6'6", but he's a more versatile overall card. Shot creates a little bit better. I would say a little more versatile defensively as well. Both of them very good cards, though, and I think considering they're both only 600, it makes for a really cheap and really affordable shooting guard position with 2 really good budget cards who are cheap on the player market. You buy both of them for 20K. And I mean, between Jeremy Lin, Strawther, and Caleb Houston, that's a total of 20,000 MT for a free card and 2 super good budget cards to start off this team. Now, obviously, Adam Morrison is super expensive. 4,000 for him. I know that not everybody has Adam Morrison, not everybody locked in that rewritten set. There are lots of ways to do these types of lineups differently with a different top tier-ish card. I like to have one guy that I think is kind of a top tier card. Admittedly, I have a few in this lineup just because of the way that the salaries work out, especially my point guard position now. But there's a few cards in this similar-ish price point that are kind of top tier-ish cards. I will say Adam Morrison for 4,000 is probably the best player by far, or the best card, I should say, outside of a couple of those point guards for that 4,000 MT price point, or 4,000 price point. Other guys that are top tier shot creating wings like a Dr. J or a Kobe or a Paul George or Scottie Pippen or Michael Beasley, all those guys are going to be 6,500 or 8,000 salary. Adam Morrison is only 4,000 for an incredibly complete, versatile 2-way wing who can shot create at a super high level with great sigs. I know his release isn't the greatest, but he is one of the very best small forward cards in the entire game still plays on my God squad, and having him in this salary cap lineup is super super duper nice. Yes, he's the most expensive player on the team. Yes, I think it's completely worth it. Herb Jones, on the other hand, doesn't give you nearly as much offensively, although Herb Jones is really here just as a depth backup. I don't even know how much Herb Jones actually will play on this salary cap team because of having Adam Morrison probably just a couple minutes early in the second half or at the end of the first half to give Adam a short little break. Outside of that, though, it's pretty much Adam Morrison's spot. Herb Jones only being 500 salary, though, only 200 more than the cheapest players in the game, is super duper nice because it doesn't even really feel like you're expending any sort of salary to have a nice little depth backup. And that's the nice part about a lot of these positions, is that you can put in such good guys and such solid budget cards for that 600 price point. Now, Kwame Brown is another one of those amazing value 1800 salary players that I just think is absolutely elite for his value. Amazing card as well. Also in that rewritten set. I wonder if the reason that guys like Morrison and Kwame are a bit cheaper than their counterparts and guys on their level at their positions is because they're in this rewritten set and it's a little bit less common. Less people locked in the rewritten set, less people have those cards, therefore they're a little less common, and therefore their salary cap is lower. I think would be the explanation for why they're a little bit cheaper, because I think the salary is a lot determined by how often these cards are being used. I think that's at least one of the contributing factors. I'm not entirely sure how their salary system works, but Kwame is a top tier power forward in the game, still a great stretch who actually dribbles very well, has an awesome release, and then defensively is really good on the interior. He's super athletic. He's still a very, very good top tier power forward option, and being able to again get him for that 1800 salary is just an absolute steal. Kenyon Martin off the bench is a budget beast. Another card who probably won't play a ton. Again, kind of like Adam Morrison, Kwame will probably play most of the game, but Kmart comes in as an athletic bench big who does have the glitched ability to kind of shoot the ball. That was his New Year's resolution Evo, and his ability to shoot the ball can be really, really useful because he can stretch the floor. He has silver limitless. He is athletic. He has a high enough ball handle to burst, and he's a pretty solid defender, has anchor, all that type of stuff. I like the card. Miles Turner is the cheapest of the budget bigs. The other budget bigs, I mean, I guess outside of Nick Claxton. Claxton's cheaper than Miles Turner, but we have the salary for Turner. The other bigs are like, I mean, Odin is at 1.8K, but I think Turner's better than Odin. D-Rob's 2.9. I don't have the value for that quite there. My top centers, obviously, guys like Tyson, Embiid, and then Wemby and KP, those types of cards obviously are way too expensive. So when you look at the options that I have, I mean, Mo Bamba's 4K, that's too much. DeAndre Ayton isn't as good as Miles Turner. Miles Turner is the best value option right now. He also is a card that I got for completely free yesterday just by logging in all week. So if y'all logged in all week, you got this card for free yesterday as the weekly login reward. So there's a lot of people who probably just have this card sitting in their collection already. I didn't even have to buy him. I just added him to the collection yesterday, and he's 2,000 salary. So really good budget big who's got Hoff Anchor, Immovable Enforcer, and Post Lockdown. Has a really nice release, defends his butt off, especially on the interior, but pretty good on the perimeter as well. And is a very capable standing dunker. Interior offensive threat as well. Really good card for 2K. And then the backup center is another just depth piece. Cliff Robinson for 600. This is a Season 2 reward, but he is a fast center who's a pretty versatile defender. I know he's not as complete badge-wise as the cards that are coming out today, but I actually really like this Cliff Robinson card. I was always a big fan of his ability as a versatile guy who could just shoot the ball, dunk the ball pretty well, a little bit of ball handling ability as well, especially at the center position. Versatile defender, good lateral quickness, can guard on the perimeter and the interior pretty well, and he's got solid enough speed. He's a card who, again, doesn't probably play a ton, but for 600, a super cheap, good option off the bench. Another great backup center option who I do not have evoed, but I think is another great option would be a Miles Turner evoed to Ruby. I think he's 500 or 600 as well. He's another great option if you have him as like a shooting center who can also defend really well for a super cheap budget salary cap wise. But this team that we've put together this week, I really like. It's a deep 10-man lineup. It allows you to have a very capable bench. You got 2 top tier point guards and a couple other top tier players on the squad as well. And it really is a very good squad for this week of salary cap, or this round of salary cap. So hopefully this team gives y'all some inspiration for cards you should be targeting, even if your salary cap team doesn't look exactly like this. Hopefully this video at least helps y'all out. And if it does, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. And I appreciate y'all. Peace.